Yo guys, as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, I am going to be doing my Crown Jewel review. It feels weird doing a Crown Jewel review considering that Crown Jewel was like, I can even check, hang on, was literally started like 24 hours ago, but um, it finished at about 4:30 and then we had the post show, which finished at around like 5:30. And I just didn't have time to film it. And because it finished at like 5:30, 5:45, like around that time, I didn't want to feel that I had to rush the Crown Jewel review, so that I could get it out as early as possible. Because by the time I had finished filming it, editing it, and putting it out, it probably would have been like 8, half 8, uploading it. And I know that's not that late, but I don't really like to upload at that kind of time for YouTube. I like to upload like in between like 2 and 4, or 2.5, 4 sort of timing, because it just feels like the right time to post on YouTube. Um, so yeah, I didn't film it yesterday, and I couldn't film it yesterday anyway. Um, so yeah, that is why I'm filming the Crown Jewel review today instead of yesterday. Kind of annoying because obviously it was the first time in a while that PLE finished like in the afternoon instead of, well, in the evening, not the afternoon, in the evening instead of in the middle of the night, at like 4:30 in the morning. So it was nice, and probably would have made a little bit more sense to film the Crown Jewel review like straight after Crown Jewel had finished, but like I've already said a few times, I didn't actually have time to film it anyway because half 5, 6 o'clock is like dinner time here, so didn't have time to film it anyways. But yeah, what a PLE. I haven't heard many bad and negative things about Crown Jewel. There's one person on TikTok that said that he thought this Crown Jewel sucked. Clearly didn't watch the same show as me personally, because I think it was probably one of the best shows this year. Um, and a few people, like in some people's comment section, said that this wasn't a great PLE, but not many. Like, I've not seen much negative surrounding Crown Jewel. I've seen like 90% positive, and then there's like that 10% that of fans that WWE can never please. Like never. The person on TikTok is one of them kind of people, unfortunately, because it's what you get in the wrestling world. You get, it's that certain group where you literally, a company can't do anything to please them, like whatsoever. But it is what it is. But yeah, no, personally, I thought it was a really, really good show. I normally do my ratings after the show. Like after we spoke, well, not after the show. Obviously, I do my rating after the show. I mean after I've spoken about all the matches, but I'm going to say my rating now, and I'm going to speak a little bit about the crowd as well, because I'm going to start talking about crowds when it comes to not just PLEs, but also like Raw and SmackDowns, because sometimes a crowd can make the show better, whether that's Raw, SmackDown, or a PLE. So I'm going to start speaking about crowds from now on. But I did give Crown Jewel a 5 out of 5. It was definitely way better than WrestlePalooza. Um, I felt it was on par with Clash in Paris. I felt it was on par with WrestleMania. What? No, with SummerSlam Night 2. I say SummerSlam Night 2 was probably like better, but like a high 5. This was a low 5 out of 5 for me. If you're wanting to do it in like lows, moderate, or high, when it comes to giving it out of 5 or 4 or 3, 2 or 1, whatever. But yeah, this was a low 5 out of 5. I think the match number 3, and match number 5, and then the rest of them, and match number 1, 3, and 5 made this a low 5 out of 5. I think if match number 2 and 4 were longer and a little bit more better, I think this would have been a high 5 for sure. But yeah, the Australian crowd. I was a little bit concerned because I'd felt that they wasn't that great for SmackDown the night before. Because obviously it was in the exact same arena, and probably 90% of the people that went to SmackDown also went to Crown Jewel. Um, and I was a little bit concerned because the SmackDown Australian crowd was not great. They were loud for people here and there, um, but they weren't great. And I don't know if they were just saving all of their energy for Crown Jewel, which, if that was the case, then I guess in a way that makes sense. But if you're buying tickets to a wrestling show and you're going to all three of them, you need to have the same energy for all three of the shows, no matter if it's a SmackDown or a PLE or a Raw. You need to have the same energy. Because it just makes WWE want to go back to your country if you're loud and make the show about you instead of about what's going on in the ring. Because sometimes that's a good thing. But the crowd yesterday for Crown Jewel, I gave a 5 out of 5 because absolutely fantastic from start to finish. Like they were so loud, and especially the post show. If you haven't watched the post show, I would go and watch the post show on WWE's YouTube channel because oh my god, that was hilarious to watch. They were chanting like "We Want Edge" at Triple H. They were chanting John Moxley at Triple H, who's also known as Dean Ambrose. They were chanting MJF at Triple H. They were coming up with the most random and funniest chants at Seth Rollins because he was wearing sunglasses. And obviously it was like gone midnight and it was pitch black and it wasn't sunny and they were saying it's not sunny. And then they started chanting like fake Versace at him because he's wearing Versace glasses and they were chanting fake Versace at him. They were calling Oscar a wanker, a bin chicken, which means trash in Australian slang. So yeah, they were chanting the most random shit at everybody last night. So the post show is definitely worth watching. But even if that post show never went down the way it did, I still gave the Australian crowd a 5 out of 5 because they were fantastic, especially during the third match. Like especially during that third match, that automatically gave the crowd a 5 out of 5 just because of that third match. Because yeah, they were fantastic throughout that whole match between John Cena and AJ Styles. But yeah, I done a match order. If you watch my Crown Jewel prediction video, my official Crown Jewel prediction video, I did do a match order. Because the rumored main event was Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns because it was an Australian street fight and they're in Australia and one of the people that are in the match was in the match was Australian, so it was rumored to be the main event. So I done an order that I only got one match right, which was match number 3 between AJ Styles and John Cena. All the rest of them I got wrong, but then there started to become rumours that wasn't going to be the main event. So I done my official order on my notes. I always do that though. I always do an official order for a video because I always film the video like 4 or 5 days before the PLE happens, and then in those like 4 or 5 days, depending on when I film it, rumours start to come out that a different match is going to be the main event. So then I do my official match order like an hour before the show starts, and in the official match order that I done an hour before the show, well, not even an hour, like the day of the show. It doesn't have to specifically be an hour, but the day of the show, I do my official match order on my notes because I write down all the matches on my notes so that I can rate them and then speak about them in the order for a YouTube video. And I got all the matches right from match number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all correct. So if there wasn't no rumours of Bronson versus Roman being the main event, I would have got that match order spot on in the video that I filmed on that Wednesday. But oh well, is what it is. But anyways, the first match that happened on Crown Jewel was Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns in an Australian street fight. I gave this match a low 4 out of 5. because I didn't think it was a great street fight. They went out to the crowd like pretty quickly into this match, but not a lot of objects were used. Not a lot happened. I felt that the street fight between no, the last sorry, not the street fight, the last man standing between Damian Priest and Aleister Black was way better than this one. But I think the funny moments that we got in this match and what happened during this match towards the end made it go from like a high 3 out of 5 to a low 4. For me personally, because it was an overall like a high decent match. But the funny moments, like I said, that we got and what happened, it made it like a low. But it was very close to being a 3, and that's quite mad for a Roman Reigns match, because Roman normally matches that Roman's in are normally quite good, but that one last night was very, very close to being a 3. I did actually predict that, well, for the Crown Jewel prediction video anyway, not on my notes, but in the video that I filmed on the Wednesday before I made my official match order prediction, because you can change your match order as long as you're not doing it during, as long as you don't do the match order during the show and say that you got it right. As long as you do it before the show even happens and you do a different order to what you done on a video, you've got it right. But the order that I did on the video, because the rumoured main event was Bronson versus Roman, I actually predicted that in that video that Rhea and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors would kick it off. But I got it right, just the wrong Australian. That should have been the other way around. Well, Rhea and that won the main event, but I should have just done my order and what I think it was. But that's what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm not gonna like listen to the rumours of what match is going to be the main event. I'm just going to do my order, and then that's my order, and if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. But yeah, I will. Yeah, so I didn't get the match order right for the video time, for the video thing, but I did get it right in my notes. Yeah, the Aussie crowd was way behind Roman. Like it was like Roman was the one that was from Australia, not Bronson Reed, because they did not like Bronson Reed, like at all. They were very, 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 very behind Roman Reigns. We had a lovely drive-by by Roman Reigns to Bronson Reed. That was beautiful. Yeah, like I said, they went into the audience like 5 minutes into the match, but they weren't in the audience very long. I don't even think it was that long at all. Like, I don't know, maybe less than 5 minutes. It felt like it didn't feel long anyway. And then Roman had a trash can. I think it was a trash can. Yeah, full of like weapons, and he threw an Australian like ball at Paul Heyman. Completely missed, but it was funny. And then he threw one at Bronson Reed. Again, missed, but it was funny. Was a funny little moment for the Australian crowd, really, because it was an Australian ball, so it was funny. And then he brought out a cricket bat and swung the cricket bat like he was about to hit a ball, but instead of hitting a ball, it was a Bronson Reed, so that was a funny moment in the match. Roman had a cut on his elbow, but I don't know how he got that cut, but he did have a cut on his elbow, but I don't know when that happened. I didn't notice in the match when it happened, so I don't know when that happened. But yeah, he did have a cut on his elbow, and it was quite a significant cut on his elbow. Then I think it was Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed brought a stop sign into the match and started hitting Roman Reigns with the stop sign, and the crowd started chanting, "Read the sign, read the sign," because obviously the sign said stop, but Bronson was carrying on with hitting Roman on the back of the head and the back with the stop sign. So that was funny. Like I think the crowd, to be honest with you, made this match better. I think if the crowd was quite quiet during this match, I think I would have given this match a high 3 out of 5. But I think the funny moments that we got and what happened at the end and the crowds, I'll add on as well, made this match a low 4. But it's a bit mad that this match was almost a free, considering it was an Australian street fight and it was the match that WWE found Bronson Reed. I really doubt that's what actually the case was, but it is what it is. And then out of nowhere, Roman was about to. I think Roman was about to spear Bronson Reed, but Bron Breakker came from the barricade and speared the living shit out of Roman Reigns. And then they done a Shield like power bomb into the announce table, and then they're about to drag Roman Reigns into the ring, and then Jey Uso's music hit, and both him and Jimmy came out to help Roman Reigns, even though on that Monday Night Raw that's just happened, well, not just happened, but yeah, just happened, that Roman said to them that I don't need your help on Saturday, let me do this on my own, but they both came out anyway. I actually forgot about that conversation that Roman had with the Usos until someone mentioned it after the show, that happened on Monday Night Raw, that Roman told them to stay back and not come out and interfere and help Roman because he wanted to do it on his own. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, he did. So if I remembered that was a conversation that they had on Monday Night Raw, I would have known that straight away that Roman was going to be losing, because Jey and Jimmy came out even though he told him not to. But in that moment, I forgot that happened on that Monday Night Raw. Yeah, so the Usos came out to help. Breakker delivered a spear into the barricade to Jimmy Uso. They got a little bit of offense on Braun and Bronson Reed, but then Braun and Bronson came back and delivered a spear to Jimmy Uso into the barricade, and then Jey was about to deliver a spear to Bronson Reed, but Bronson moved out of the way, and Jey accidentally speared Roman Reigns into the table, causing Bron Breakker to then spear the living shit out of Jey Uso, and then Bronson Reed to hit the tsunami on tsunami. I think it's the tsunami without the T's like silent. On Roman Reigns to pick up the victory in his home country of Australia, and that was the right decision, like the perfect decision, because Roman Reigns losing this match right here in Australia against an Australian in an Australian street fight does not make Roman look weak at all, because if you've watched WWE for the past few weeks, you would know that this whole Jey Uso storyline that they're doing at the moment, where Jey's kind of turning into Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns isn't liking the fact that Jey Uso is turning into Roman Reigns, because the only person that can be Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns, and Roman feels that the Usos should still follow what he says. And if you watch that Monday Night Raw that just happened, Roman told both the Usos to not get involved, and look what happened when both of them got involved. Jimmy got taken out by Bron Breakker into the barricade, and Jey Uso accidentally speared Roman Reigns, causing Roman Reigns to lose this match against Bronson Reed. So it made a hell of a lot of sense for Bronson Reed to get the win here. And it also makes the Vision look more powerful as well, because Bronson is the second man in the last 5 years, I think they said, or 4 years, to pin Roman Reigns. Obviously, the only other person in the last 5 years to pin Roman Reigns is Cody Rhodes. But this was the right call. Bronson Reed winning here was the right call. Now I have a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Here? They look stronger, pretty much. I don't know why I just didn't say that in the first place. It's made the Vision look a lot more stronger and a lot more interesting now. That's the word I was looking for. A lot more interesting and intriguing. Now that Bronson's beat Roman, not quite yet, but I feel very soon, if Bronson's able to pick up victories against even more top stars, that Bronson will be looked upon on the same level as Bron Breakker, because at the moment Bronson Reed's probably the weaker link out of all three of them, or even weaker than Paul Heyman, to be honest with you. But now that Bronson Reed has got a victory over Roman Reigns, it's definitely going to help his character a lot more, and it's going to help the Vision a lot more. So this right here by Triple H was the right call, and the Usos getting involved, even though Roman Reigns told them not to get involved, was also the right call, because not we didn't have like a long brawl between Bron Breakker and Jimmy and the Usos and Roman. It was not very long before the match ended, and that's what I liked, that it didn't go on for fucking ages. All of them like brawling and loads of other people getting involved. I'm glad it was quite simple, the ending. Yeah, and then Roman had a go at Jay, especially a little bit how they go at Jimmy, but not so much when it comes to the Usos. Had more of a go at Jay Uso, and then Roman walked out. And then Jay said something along the lines, "Why do we have to always follow what he wants? Why can't we follow what I want?" or something along the lines of that. Anyways, but yeah, no. Bronson Reed picked up the victory in this very decent match, but I give it a low out of four. What, a low 4 out of 5, considering what happened with Jay Spear and Roman and that whole storyline, and the fact that it didn't go on very long. All 5 of them brawling for very long didn't go on for very long, and the barricade spot that Bron Breakker's done to Jimmy Uso, and the fact that Bronson Reed picked up the victory here, and the crowd was very good. I did give this match a low 4 out of 5, and I did get the prediction right with Bronson Reed winning here. So well done WWE for doing the right decision with having Bronson Reed pick up the victory in his home country of Australia. So yeah, that is match number 1. Match number 2 was for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship between Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton. I gave this a high 3 out of 5, but now looking back on the match, I would actually probably give it like a moderate 3 out of 5. Like I say, it's like bang on in the middle. I wouldn't say it was a low 3 out of 5, because I felt that their chemistry together was actually really good. I wasn't expecting them to have that much of a chemistry as they both did. Like, I feel like they both gelled and matched very well. And I felt that in the 10 minutes that we got, I feel like it probably should have been like another like 3 minutes, like 2-3 minutes. But in the 10 minutes that we got of this match right here, I felt it was very well put together. Like, Stephanie wasn't just conquering Tiffany the whole time. Tiffany wasn't just conquering Stephanie the whole time. Both of them had like a 50-50 showing where they were both able to do their signatures, tried doing their finishes a couple of times, and it wasn't loads. Some people said it was sloppy, but if you go back and watch this match, it was not sloppy whatsoever. There was nothing sloppy about this match whatsoever. Like, the match that Tiffany had with Jade Cargill and Nia Jax on that Friday Night SmackDown, that was sloppy, and the match that she had with Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, that was sloppy. This right here, people calling this a sloppy match clearly didn't watch the match properly, because this was not sloppy whatsoever. I felt that they both had fantastic chemistry with one another, and both of them, to me, don't look weak. Like, everyone's saying, "Oh, Triple H buried Tiffany." How did he bury Tiffany when Tiffany had a very good showing as well? So that doesn't make any sense. Tiffany did not get buried here. The only negative I would say is that the ending felt really quick. Like, it felt really rushed. I don't know if Tiffany got injured. I'm not too sure. Because she rolled out the ring straight away, like grabbing her ribs. So I don't know if she's injured her ribs. Because it did feel like the ending was, like, the ending sequence to Stephanie's finisher kind of happened really quickly. But other than that, I felt that they actually worked very fucking well together, and it definitely wasn't a sloppy match whatsoever, because the people that call this sloppy match clearly don't know the definition of sloppy, because that was not. Like, sloppy is like them like butchering moves and kind of looking like they didn't know what they were doing, and yeah, messing up their moves and looking like they didn't know what they were doing with one another and just looking really confused. That's sloppy. That these two look like they've worked together like multiple times. So definitely wasn't sloppy. But yeah, I did originally give this a high 3 out of 5, but now I'd probably give it like in the middle, like bang on a 3 out of 5. Because it was a very 50-50 match, and it was a good 10-minute match in my opinion. Maybe I need to go and watch it again and see if it was sloppy. But let me know, guys. Do you think that this match was sloppy? Because I really don't think it was. But yeah, we had a lovely Alabama fucking hell slam to Stephanie by Tiffany. We got the Devil's Kiss. What can go wrong in this match when we get the Devil's Kiss? Like, come on, that the Devil's Kiss makes this match like absolutely 5 out of 5. I'm joking, but yeah, the Devil's Kiss is probably one of my favorite moves because it's just such a move that no other wrestler does. And it's very different to what we've seen in WWE in the past. So yeah, Devil's Kiss is definitely one of my favourites. And then we had the corkscrew splash, or the 450 corkscrew flash, whatever the fuck that move's called. It's very fucking cool. Don't know what it's called. By Stephanie to pick up the victory over Tiffany Stratton. And again, another right call by Triple H to have Stephanie pick up the victory here. Because it's not made Tiffany look weak in my eyes at all, because Tiffany's been champion for over 100 days and she was 17-0. So she was undefeated this year. So it doesn't make her look weak at all because she's undefeated for one. She's been champion for over 100 days. And I felt, like I've already said a few times now, that she had good chemistry with Stephanie and it was a very 50-50 match. So Tiffany doesn't look weak here. Not really quite sure what's next for both of them. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe, because the rumored War Games match doesn't have either of these two in it. And the only thing I can think of that Tiffany's going to go and do now is have a feud with Julia and Kiana, or Kiana, however the hell you pronounce a girl's name. Pardon me, sorry. And then I don't know what's next for Stephanie. Like, not a fucking clue. Not a clue. Really don't know what's next for her. Because like I've said, she's not rumored to be in the War Games match. So I don't know what she's going to be doing next and who she's going to be having a rivalry with next. I mean, there's the potential of Liv Morgan, because I'm pretty sure she's healed. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. Because Liv posted a picture of Stephanie winning the Crown Jewel Championship. So, and she's looking quite healthy. So maybe Liv's like coming back soon to have a rivalry with Stephanie. I would be so fucking down for a Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer rivalry. Yes, like that would be a generational feud if it's booked very, very well and goes on for quite a bit. So I don't know what's next for Stephanie, but yeah, I like I said, I did originally give this a high 3 out of 5, but now looking back on it, and if I can remember the match correctly, I'd probably say it was like in the middle of a 3 out of 5. Wouldn't say it was a low, but definitely like a moderate 3 out of 5. But yeah, I did get this match right as well. I did predict that Stephanie would pick up the victory, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah. Okay, match number 3. Oh my, we are already 30 minutes in and I'm only on match number 3. And match number 3, oh my fucking god. Like, I think I teared up about 6 times during this match. I teared up at the beginning, when AJ came out, that's AJ Lee then, when AJ Styles came out in his TNA gear from 2005. The crowd was so fucking loud for this match. But yeah, I almost cried for I teared up for the AJ wearing his old gear for TNA. And then when John Cena gave Alicia a note to read out a an announcement? No. What the fuck's it called? A speech for AJ Styles I teared up during that as well because I think because I grew up loving AJ Styles. Like, he's one of the reasons why I watched TNA. Like, him and Jeff Hardy were like two reasons like why I watched TNA, and the Aces of Eights as well. Like, the Aces of Eights was like probably one of my favorite groups ever. Like, ever. Like, no group, like big group, has ever beaten the Aces of Eights. Because oh my, if you didn't watch TNA during that period, you've really missed out, because that was fucking insane. Um that whole storyline, and AJ Styles was a part of that. So I watched AJ for a very, very long time, and I was as soon as AJ came to WWE in 2016, I asked for his T-shirt for Christmas, or my no, not Christmas, my birthday, or even got it before that. But I got the red AJ Styles T-shirt, the red one with the black writing on, well, his black logo on. I got that one. So I've loved AJ for a long time, and I think knowing that AJ is also retiring next year, and John Cena has 4 dates left, and 2 of them he's wrestling in, meaning he's only got 2 matches left, and then that's it. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I've said this a million times, but I've never ever grew up loving John Cena or even liking John Cena. Like, John Cena has never ever ever, and I'm not going to start saying it now just because he's retiring. He's never been my favorite ever. Ever. I've always sided with a different person. The only match that I sided with John Cena in was when he was having a feud with Brock Lesnar, because I've never ever liked Brock Lesnar. Like, never. Just someone I've never liked. But that's the only feud that John Cena's had since I started watching wrestling in 2010, where I've chosen John Cena out over anyone else. Because you can see now, CM Punk, when he had the feud with CM Punk, I was CM Punk. When he had the feud with Randy Orton, I was Randy Orton. When he had the feud with The Miz, I was The Miz. When he had the feud with The Rock, I was, oh no, I can't remember if I was Team Rock or Team Cena. That's one feud that I don't remember. I don't think I cared, to be honest with you, who won that. Yeah, because I don't remember being on Team Rock, and I don't remember being on Team Cena, so I think I was quite moderate during that whole match. I don't think I personally really cared who won, because I was endorsed with CM Punk in 2012. So I didn't really care who won, the John Cena and The Rock, and I don't think I was that crazy over them two having a feud. I can't lie to you, because like I said, 11-year-old me was too obsessed with this guy right here, that I didn't really care about the main event of that year. Obviously, it was a once in a lifetime match and a crazy match, but I think 11-year-old me wasn't that interested in it. Oh my god, interested in it. Compared to the match that CM Punk had with Chris Jericho, and the match between Undertaker and Triple H. That's the matches I was looking forward to. But yeah, I've never been a massive fan of John Cena, but I think being an adult and watching wrestling for almost 50, it'll be 15, well, no, it is 15 years. Like, it's literally just turned 15 years that I've been watching wrestling. Cause I started watching wrestling in October 11th, I think it was, like, Bragging Rights 2010 was the first PLE pay-per-view I watched for WWE. Which whenever that was in October, that's the day. I think it might have been October 31st, actually. But anyways, it was October, so it's been 15 years, almost, or has been 15 years. Let's just say it's been 15 years that I've been watching WWE. So I grew up, in an era where John Cena was the most popular guy ever, and had won so many championships, had so many rivalries, sold so much merch, and you know, was the face of the company. Like, he was. Like, I personally don't think he was the face of the company. I have a whole different opinion on who I actually truly believe was the face of that decade, but I'm not going to get into who that is, and it might be a little bit obvious who it is, but I'm not going to get into that, because it's about John Cena. But yeah, he was the face. Like, he was portrayed as the face of the company, and rightly so, because he was very, very popular. But I've never been a fan of John Cena, but I think, I don't mean knowing that he will never ever, 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 to quote CM Punk, see John Cena in a WWE ring again, do a promo, be part of some match to help somebody, have a match, be on commentary, ring announcing, like anything, like nothing John Cena in a WWE ring again. I think it's really starting to hit that this is it. Like, this is it. Like, that's it. He will be gone from the WWE and we'll never see him in WWE, like, again, maybe like backstage, like on like videos and like unreels and stuff like that, but not in a WWE ring. So I think it's really starting to hit now, and it's just knowing that AJ Styles is also retiring. I think it was just a very emotional roller coaster, and yeah, it was mad, but yeah, I don't think I've done this actually to say that match number 3 was AJ Styles versus John Cena. But yeah, anyways, match number 3 was AJ Styles versus John Cena. You already know that, but I didn't do my little thing that I normally do for when I'm speaking about all matches. I don't know why the quality is so weird. Hang on. Let me try and change the angle or something, because quality looks really grey and like weird. I don't know. Hang on, guys. I don't know if that's made it any better. It looks a little bit better, but not much. But anyways, let's get on with this match because we're almost 40 minutes and I've still got another 2 matches to talk about. But yeah, I got emotional. An announcement. That's what it was, an announcement, not a speech. I mean, it was a speech in a way, but the announcement. We got the Cena sequence quite quickly into the match with the 5 knuckle shuffle and the attitude adjustment. We got a skull cushion finale to Styles. The Miz's move. We got a lovely UFO slam by Styles, which was done absolutely to perfection. We had a Scorpion death drop to Cena. Obviously because of AJ Styles' feud with Sting. We got a Camaro clutch. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but Rusev's move anyway. I do not know how to pronounce it, to Styles. We got a Walls of Jericho. We got Chris Jericho was in this match, not actually in this match, but we got a Walls of Jericho to Styles by John Cena. We got the best moment of the match that made me emotional again, and was, yeah, done beautifully, and big up the Australian crowd for doing this. But we got John Cena delivering a powerful Sister Abigail to AJ Styles, and he also done the kiss on the forehead as well as a tribute to obviously Bray Wyatt. And then the crowd lit up the whole arena in fireflies, and John Cena looked up and you could just see the emotion on John Cena's face. That was beautiful. Beautiful, man. Yeah. Whew. And then we also got the vintage Randy Orton and an RKO to Styles. We also got moves that AJ played tribute to from the Angel Wings. I can't exactly remember what the move's called, but Christopher Daniels. And we got also the Red Eye, I think it's called, the Red Eye, that was Frankie Kazarian's move that now Hangman Adam Page does. I think it's called the Red Eye. I could be completely wrong. So we got those 2 tributes as well that Styles done to Cena. We got a choke slam to Styles, but to tribute to Kane. We got Sweet Chin Music from AJ Styles, tribute to Shawn Michaels. Because obviously John Cena and Shawn Michaels had a feud in the late 2000s. And then we also got a beautiful, phenomenal forearm to Cena by AJ Styles. And then to end the match, we got a Tombstone Power Driver, obviously the Undertaker's move, and an AA to AJ Styles. So then John Cena was able to pick up the victory in this absolute beautiful storyline match that was for the hardcore wrestling fans that have been watching wrestling for longer than 10 years, because this match right here happened in 2016, so it didn't even happen 10 years ago yet. So this was for wrestling fans that have been watching wrestling for over 10 years, and I felt that. I felt that to my absolute core with this match, and it didn't need to be, and I said this in my prediction video, that this didn't need to be a 4/5 star classic match, technical wise, for this match to be a 4 or 5 star, because this was a high 5 out of 5 match, just based on the fact that this was for the fans that have been watching wrestling for over 10 years. And it was done to absolute perfection. Like, we did get a lot of moves in this match, yes, we did. That was tributes to loads of wrestlers. Like, what we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you count 2 of the moves. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 moves in this match. There's probably even more, but 13 moves in this match right here in a 27-minute match, I think it was. 27 minutes we got of this match. 27. We got 13 moves that AJ Styles played tribute to and Cena played tribute to. And it was just done to absolute perfection. Like, there's nothing negative about. Actually, no, there's one negative about this match, just that John Cena didn't hit a 619. Because John Cena was about to hit a 619 because the fans were chanting for 619, but AJ Styles did not allow that to happen. And it makes sense because AJ is currently feuding with Dominic Mysterio. He don't want to get hit by the 619. But I think that is a little hint to say that at Survivor Series, that John Cena is going to go one-on-one with Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship, and John Cena is going to finally become a Grand Slam champion and beat Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. And I exactly think that's what that was right there when John Cena was about to do the 619 but didn't. I think that was a little hint on who John Cena is facing next. And if that is the case, yes the fuck please. Don't put John Cena in the War Games. Let's do John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. 100% go down that route, please, WWE. Go down that route. But yeah, I really wanted to see John Cena do the 619. I think that would have been absolutely hilarious, but Styles didn't allow that to happen. But yeah, an emotional, great storyline, fan fest match right here, done to absolute perfection. We got like I've already said a couple times, we got a 27-minute match that was just done for fans, and I can understand in a way if the people that didn't like this match right here, this is not a dig at you like whatsoever, but clearly just haven't been watching wrestling for over 10 years, which is okay, obviously. Like, not everybody has been watching wrestling for as long as I have and as long as other people have, but it's understandable that if you haven't been watching wrestling for more than 10 years, that if you didn't like this match, I can understand why, because you don't really understand the concept of what this match was meant to be. It was for the fans. Like, this match happened because of the fans wanting this match to happen. This originally, I don't think, was the plan for John Cena to face AJ Styles at Crown Jewel. So this match right here was done for the fans that have been done for hardcore fans, hardcore wrestling fans, not just hardcore WWE fans, hardcore wrestling fans. And it was done to absolute perfection. So yeah, this was match of the night and one of the matches of the year, and definitely probably my favourite match in this John Cena retirement tour so far. And I think it will be my favourite match that will never be topped, because this was just beautiful. But yeah, emotional rollercoaster that was. But I did get it right with John Cena winning here. So I am currently 3 for 3 at the moment with winners, and yeah, beautiful. The co-main event was the match between the Kabuki Warriors and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and oh my god, what a pop Rhea Ripley had. I was kind of worried here because they had to follow that match that just happened between AJ Styles and John Cena, and I kind of felt bad, but I think the Australian crowd showed up during this match because it was Rhea Ripley, and she got a crazy pop. I'd say the crowd was quite quiet for the match, and it's understandable. They just shouted and chanted, the fuck? Okay. Just chanted and just shouted at the top of their lungs for the past 27 minutes. So, the fact that this match was quiet compared to any of the other matches, it's understandable, because they were loud when Rhea came out. So it's not like they were not loud for Rhea when she came out, and when she was in the ring, they were also loud then. But when it was just Io and Kairi, and Io and Asuka, they were quite quiet. But I'm not gonna put a dampener on the Australian crowd saying that they weren't great, because they were kind of quiet for this match. But yeah, it started off with all four of them brawling with one another. And then we had a beautiful suicide dive by Io Sky to Asuka. Like, that was beautiful. I always get nervous when they do them, because I always get nervous they're going to get their feet stuck on the rope, or they're going to just land on their head like Undertaker did when he landed on the cameramen at that WrestleMania 25. Yeah, that was insane. So I always get worried about suicide dives now. Obviously I didn't watch that live because I watched wrestling 2010, but I went back and watched the rest of 2010 and 2009. And yeah, witnessing that move was not live, but witnessing that move was insane. For the first time was insane. But anyways, yeah, that's why I'm getting a bit nervous when people do suicide dives now. We got a beat down to Io Sky because the referee was distracted with Rhea Ripley. I'd say a negative on this match. Again, I did give this match a high 3 out of 5, but now I'm gonna revert back and say that this was a low 3 out of 5, because I felt like it was not as good as Tiffany versus Stephanie. I personally enjoyed Tiffany versus Stephanie than I did this tag team match right here. But I think a negative I do have about this match is that the Io beat down lasted too long. Like, Io just taking the brunt of the moves went on for way too fucking long. I feel like Rhea should have had much longer in this match, but it was mainly just focused on Io getting just constantly like beaten down by both Kairi and Asuka, which in a way makes sense, because obviously Io is a part of this group here, the Kabuki Warriors, and well, Damage Control, probably more Damage Control than Kabuki Warriors, but Io decided to team with Rhea and be friends with Rhea, even though Asuka didn't want Io to be friends with Rhea, but Io didn't listen to Asuka and carried on being friends with Rhea Ripley, and that's what's caused this whole rivalry here. So it is this match here was mainly storyline based for Io, Asuka, and Kairi. Rhea was just brought into it because Asuka was jealous that Rhea was friends with Io and didn't like Rhea being friends with Io. So I think this was more based around the storyline based around Io and the Kabuki Warriors instead of Rhea and Io and the Kabuki Warriors. So it was a decent match, but I do feel that, yeah, the Io beatdown went on for a bit too long. I feel like Rhea should have had a bit more offense in this match. But yeah, we did have some nasty kicks to Io by Asuka. Nasty kicks to the chest by Asuka that looks horrible. And then eventually Rhea did get into the ring by a hot tag by Io and delivered a Razor's Edge to Kairi. A bit in the match, not straight away, but a bit into the match. And then we had a nasty looking headbutt to Kairi by Rhea Ripley. And then Rhea and Io were able to pick up the victory in this match. I did feel that the Kabuki Warriors made a bit more sense, but I guess Kairi getting pinned, not Asuka, is probably the best option. If WWE's decision was to have the Kabuki Warriors win, I do feel that Kairi being pinned is probably the better option. If it was Asuka that got pinned in this match, I would have been very annoyed that they ended it like that. But the fact it was Kairi that got pinned, I can actually be okay with that Rhea and Io won here, because it now means that Asuka's going to be even more angry at Kairi, and Kairi's going to have to make a decision whether she stays with Asuka or she actually leaves as well and joins Io now, because now there's that kind of storyline there, because Asuka's going to be pissed at Kairi for losing and getting pinned by Io Sky. And I'm also glad that Io got the victory, not Rhea. Considering it was in Australia, I was expecting Rhea to pick up the victory, but I'm glad that it was Io that pinned Kairi. So for that reason, I'm not that mad here that Rhea and Io won, because I feel like there is other ways that this can now go. Because obviously making my prediction video, I didn't feel like it made sense for the Kabuki Warriors to lose here, but now that Asuka was the one to not be pinned, but Kairi was, and Io got the victory on Kairi. They can carry this storyline on now. So I'm quite happy with how it ended. But yeah, like I said, I did pick the Kabuki Warriors to win here, but I got it wrong, so I am currently 3 for 4. But yeah, a low 3 out of 5 match for me here. Alright, and now we are on to the main event of Crown Jewel, which was for the men's Crown Jewel Championship between Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Seth was called a wanker throughout a lot of this match. Yeah, by the Aussies. Yeah, I did not join in them chants. I promise, I did not. Yeah. Seth started off the match very aggressively. Like, we saw a very aggressive Seth Rollins throughout this match. And he also decided to push Michael Cole. I don't know what Michael Cole did, but he pushed Michael Cole, which was not very nice of you, Seth. The match was very 50-50, which surprisingly was the case. I was actually expecting Seth to have Cody to have more of the offense in this match, based on what the whole storyline was with Seth, like, trying to win. I was actually expecting Cody to have more of the offense on this match, but I felt, personally, it was very 50-50. Like, I felt like none of them had more of a showing than the other, which I kind of liked, but wasn't expecting it to go that way. We had a beautiful powerbomb by by Seth Rollins, to Cody Rhodes, off of the middle rope. The way that Seth grabbed Cody and powerbombed him was done to perfection. We had Seth Rollins doing the cartwheel, which is Stardust's signature move of the character that Cody Rhodes used to play in like 2015 /16. We had Seth Rollins doing Cody Rhodes' finisher, the Crossroads, which was nice to see. We finally got the pedigree, because I think it was John Cena was about to do the pedigree to AJ Styles during his match with AJ, but it didn't end up happening. So we finally got the pedigree. At least we got the pedigree. We didn't get a 619 in this whole night, but at least we got a pedigree that we didn't get in that match between AJ Styles and John Cena. And a stomp as well, and I actually thought that was it. When Seth delivered the pedigree and the stomp to Cody Rhodes, I actually genuinely thought that the match was over, because it was a very, very close 3 count. But yeah, we had a near fall to the Crossroads as well, because obviously Cody done a Crossroads to Seth Rollins, and it was a near fall, but obviously it didn't end there. We had a flying headbutt to Cody Rhodes from the top rope. Like, what the fuck was that? When he was going up there, I was like, oh no, please don't do some sort of coast to coast move. Like, what are you doing? But instead of doing it the way that Shane McMahon does it, he done it a Seth Rollins way, because I've never seen everyone do a flying headbutt, but he done a flying headbutt to the pec of Cody Rhodes, which is what obviously Cody Rhodes injured before the match that they had in 2022 at Hell in a Cell. So I liked it, but it was very different, and wasn't expecting it to be a headbutt. I was expecting it to just be the normal drop kick to the back of the neck and side of the shoulder, like coast to coast, but instead it was a flying headbutt. So that was quite cool to see. We had a Spanish fly from the top rope to Cody Rhodes, which was done to perfection. We had a Crossroads from the top rope. Thought that was it there, but no, Seth Rollins was able to kick out. And then Seth Rollins went outside of the ring, got the watch, didn't use it the first time, and then a little bit into the match, he picked up the watch again. The referee was knocked out by just getting bumped into, I think, or got hit by the watch. I'm not too sure which one it was. And then Seth Rollins cheated to win by hitting Cody Rhodes in the side of the eye with the watch, and then done a curb stomp from the top rope to Cody Rhodes to pick up the victory. And Seth freaking Rollins has finally beaten Cody Rhodes and is our men's Crown Jewel champion. And good decision here. To most of you, even though I did predict that Kabuki Warriors should have beaten Io and Rhea. The way that the Kabuki Warriors won by Kairi getting pinned by Io Sky instead of like Asuka getting pinned by Rhea, I would have been even more pissed. But the fact that it was Kairi losing to Io instead of Rhea, I'm actually not bothered about how that went. So all bookings on this Crown Jewel PLE has been perfect and done to perfection, and I loved every minute of this PLE. Obviously, there was a few moments that I've mentioned here and there where it was a little bit of negatives, but I feel like 95% of this show was just positives for me. I really, really enjoyed everything from start to finish, and just how the 95% of this whole PLE went was done to absolute perfection. And I did give this match right here a low 5 out of 5 because I felt it was, their chemistry is just fantastic with one another, and it was a very, very good match. And I loved the ending. The fact that no one got involved as well, and it was just a one-on-one match, and Seth was able to win on his own. I know he cheated to win, but he done the heelish thing to do to win, so there's nothing wrong with that. And I just feel like this match was just booked perfectly. So yeah, I did give this a low 5 out of 5 for me personally. I did feel like it was, but yeah, right decision to have Cody Rhodes lose here and Seth Rollins become the new Crown Jewel champion. And like I said and predicted in my Crown Jewel prediction video, both world champions are the Crown Jewel winners, and seeing them both in the ring together was just perfect because it was just the right call. But yeah, guys, that is my Crown Jewel predictions. Predictions? No, my Crown Jewel predictions. What the fuck? My Crown Jewel review. Like I said, I gave it a low 5 out of 5 overall. What did I give it, a moderate 5? Oh no, yeah, no, a low 5 out of 5 overall. My favourite match of the night was this match that you're seeing on the screen right now, because yeah, just done to absolute perfection, and really was for the fans, and just so fucking good. But yeah, guys, clearly it was a very good Crown Jewel because this video has been almost an hour, so clearly there was a lot to talk about and was done to perfection, this PLE. If you have watched to the end, you're an absolute legend. And if you have watched to the end, what was your match of the night and what was your ratings for this PLE? And are you watching TNA Bound for Glory tonight? Because I am watching TNA Bound for Glory tonight. I can't miss Team 3D versus the Hardy Boys, and also Leon Slater versus Javon Evans. Can't miss those two matches. So I am watching Bound for Glory tonight. So let me know in the comments down below if you are. And yeah, guys, my next video that will be out will be the Raw after Crown Jewel on Tuesday, or possibly Monday, not tomorrow. So yeah, guys, this has been Charlie, and if you enjoyed this Crown Jewel review, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.